Good morning. Today is Thursday, January 26th. Um, this is a chart of the USD CAD pair. One of the trades that we had on yesterday. Um, this ended up becoming a very nice move. We had an initial stop loss on this trade of about 50 pips, and the target was 150 pips. Um, we also had just plotted a fib to see where the 161 target would be, and it was roughly 91 pips. Well, actually, minus the spread, it would have been about 88 pips away. The trade so far has run for 120, roughly about 120 pips. The expert advisor would adjust this stop loss and move it up once it gets to 75% of the target. So with the target being 150 pips, 75% of that is about 112 pips. So once it got to 112, it would have started to move up the stop loss fairly aggressively to lock down or lock in profit on this trade. So this is just one of the more recent trades that we've had that have actually run pretty substantially. Um, you know, after we've entered the trade, we also had a trade on the Euro Aussie. Let me pull this one up. The Euro Aussie we've actually exited. We got out of that trade. And let me take a look at something. Yes, so on this trade, we entered here where you see this box, not this box, this arrow. Um, as the trade had progressed, the stop loss was moved. That's what this red line going across represents. It moved us to +1 on the trade. I exited this trade manually and locked in about 25 pips on the trade, but ultimately it ran for as much as about, I would say 55 pips to this low here. The reason I decided to exit was just because of the fact that if you look at the actual swings, and this channel here shows that the swings have been moving higher. So we've actually been having the price action trending upward, although we've had trades that have been coming short or coming down. So I often will look at the way that the swings are moving to get an idea of whether or not we're going to have the momentum that we need to give us the continuation on these trades when they do set up. So, just like here on this trade, which was the last one prior to the one that we had yesterday, um, entered here, ran down, as much as 90 something pips to the bottom. Our target was more, but being that the momentum was not there, when it hit this support level, this area here, this level here matches this previous support level over here. So it's important to take the support levels that you see into consideration when you're looking at these trades, because oftentimes that will help you to understand why the market is moving the way that it is. So with that being said, when we got to this area here, there is actual support coming back over here. So when it came down, if it can't get past previous support levels that you see on the chart, or it's having a hard time in those areas, you might want to just take those into consideration when deciding whether or not to hold on to a trade, if it even makes sense to hold that trade. I try my best not to intervene, but when you see charts that look like this, sometimes the support and resistance levels become so obvious to you that it would only make sense to get out of the trade and just save yourself the headache on that particular pair at that point in time. So these are just small things that I use on a regular basis to keep track of what's happening with the price action and make ultimate decisions as far as getting out of a trade early or whatever the case may be. So stay tuned for more videos. Yeah, this is just a continuation from the Euro Aussie that we examined a little while ago. This was the pound chef that we we also entered into. There were two trades yesterday. We mentioned this in yesterday's update video. The first one had been stopped out for 92 pips. Um, that would have actually been lesser if there was one of the settings in my expert advisor was incorrect and I adjusted it. This would have actually been a better entry and there would have been fewer pips lost on this. We still would have experienced a loss, but it would have been more like 67 pips instead of 92. Um, that's one. Two, this entry, second entry rather, that we got into would have been slightly better. Um, I believe that we still would have been stopped out at break even, or +1 rather, because when it came down here, it would have still adjusted the stop loss to +1. So when it came up on this move here, it would have taken us out of this trade regardless. So any way you look at it, we would have been stopped out of this trade at +1, even though it continued to come down later on in the session, ultimately pushing down as much as about 80 pips, 78 to 80 pips. So that's just an update on the pound chef that we were in. Um, and those are the trades that we have had set up for us this week. If we get any further trades, I'll come back on and make a video and give an update on how the trade is doing. Stay tuned for more videos.